Yo, yo, yo! I am back after an entire year. And honestly, I needed this year break. It wasn't really necessarily a break. It was just like I didn't have time to make content or post. So we are back at it. We're now filming YouTube videos, which is exciting. Say hi to Trip. I don't know if you guys have ever met my dog, but this is Trip. So the thing is that a lot of you guys know me on TikTok. A lot of you guys know me as a cosplayer on TikTok, which is great. I love every single one of you guys. And yet, I just came to the conclusion that a lot of you guys might not know my personality or who I really am. Can you stop licking me? Okay, both of you. Do you see this? But I've realized that a lot of people on TikTok just know me as my cosplays. They don't know my personality. People don't know who I really am as a person. They just think I'm a 2D animated character, huh? A 2D animated character. So that's when I came to the conclusion that I want to start kind of making like get ready with me's and explain like who I am, why am I here, or how I started getting into cosplay. So I think this get ready with me is more just gonna explain how I got into cosplay and who I really am, if that makes sense. So let's get started. This by means is no tutorial. I don't even know what I'm doing. It's just like my daily makeup. When I do put on makeup, when I grew up, I never liked anime, to be honest. I hated anime. Isn't that weird? Like, I hated anime just because I thought it was all inappropriate. I thought it was weird. And that's just how I guess I start. Okay, Miss Ma'am. Miss Ma'am, no. Stop. Love you so much. Okay, I'm gonna put you back down one there. Okay, so I grew up learning that, well, not learning, but kind of teaching myself that anime was inappropriate or it was bad. And little did I know, I was missing out. I never watched Sailor Moon. I never watched any type of anime growing up. I watched PBS Kids, so if that says anything. But I never watched anime. So I never understood what I was missing out on. Until I started getting into my middle school years, I started, watching YouTube and like gameplays and really got into video games. I loved Minecraft, of course. I also really got into like Don't Starve Together and Brawlhalla and all these like cute little games that not everyone knows about, but they're awesome games like Terraria and Trove. And I don't know, I just really started liking those games and just started playing them. And and Assassin's Creed, we're gonna get into that in a second. And that's when I started thinking, well, what if I made outfits inspired by those characters? Like, what if I made an outfit inspired by Connor from Assassin's Creed, or an outfit inspired by, I don't know, what was that? Oh, that's a loud ass bird. Hey, can you just shut it? You weren't chirping before. Are you serious? Yeah, okay, we're just gonna turn off the bird. We're just gonna turn off the bird real quick. Be right back. Okay. My cat is trying to get this bird that's outside, but we're on a 2-story building. And we're back. But I made outfits inspired by these certain characters just because I thought it was so cool. So one day I would go to school kind of doing an outfit inspired by this certain character, yada yada. And it just got to the point where it was just, I don't know, it was really cool. I still hated anime. I thought anime was disgusting, but I loved video games. And that's where it first started coming out as like, I love video games way more. Well, that's when I ended up going to the Renaissance Festival and dressing up just a little bit. I was like, you know what, I would love to dress up one day. I would love to go in the Renaissance era. Like, I love the Renaissance era. And I was like, you know what, let's go to the Renaissance Festival. Let's just dress up. Let's do it. And that's when I kind of started getting into LARPing. And that's when I was like, wait, I love LARPing. And for those of you that don't know, LARPing is live action roleplay. I love it. I love it so much. I'm obsessed. I never really amp guard, which is fighting, but I love role-playing. I love role-playing. Miss Ma'am, girly. Okay, just throw her to the ground. But I love LARPing, and that's when I started kind of figuring out that maybe dressing up isn't that bad. Like, maybe dressing up is okay. So, with that being said, I ended up moving to where I am now, in Arizona, and I started kind of making a couple more new friends, and that was at the end of like a school year. Like, I just joined a high school within like a month left of school, so I had to finish all the finals with new classes. It freaking sucked. But I had no friends. I just joined this brand new high school with a month left of school. So I was that new kid that literally just transferred there. But I ended up making an amazing friend. His name is Aiden. I don't talk to him anymore, sadly. But Aiden, if it wasn't for Aiden, I wouldn't be watching anime right now. And if that says anything, I wouldn't be here right now. So Aiden ended up getting me into Fairy Tail. And I know a lot of people hate Fairy Tail, but I owe it so much because that's my first ever anime. If it wasn't for Fairy Tail, I want to be a cosplayer. So I love Fairy Tail so much. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I personally, it holds a little special place in my heart. But that's when I started watching anime, was Fairy Tail. I remember I binge watched Fairy Tail like a god. I remember one summer, I legit just watched Fairy Tail all the way through, like 2 weeks of just I don't know if that's humanly possible, but I ate pizza rolls and Dr. Pepper. Yes, I ate Dr. Pepper while I was nocturnal. I remember having my blanket on my head and I was just shivering in the cold. And I was literally just watching Fairy Tail for like 2 weeks straight. It was bad. It was the summer. I had no friends except for Aiden. And all I did was eat pizza rolls and watch anime. So that's why I was like, you know what if I start dressing up? I've already dressed up, like made outfits for certain characters, but what if I actually dress up as like, I don't know, Levy McGarden, or Urza Scarlet? Let's just put on a wig, buy a wig, put on a wig, and just cosplay. So that's when I started buying a couple wigs. So I remember my first ever ones were like a long black wig, long blonde wig, and then it was like a short bob, blue one for like Juvia or Levy. I love them so much. Even though they were my very beginnings, I'm like, oh fuck. But I love them so much. I never knew what cosplaying was, so I just started dressing up, like it wasn't anything too specific. And I loved SFX makeup. I loved dressing up for Halloween. I loved everything about dressing up and being a different character. I think I was a little bit too obsessed with it, and hell, I still am. Skip forward to like 4 more years. It's the end of my senior year of high school, and I lost a lot of my friends, and that was my fault. But it was my fault and a lot of other people's fault. Anyway, it was everyone's fault. But I just ended up losing a lot of friends, and it happens. It really, really does happen. And I felt like I was utterly alone. And before, I had downloaded the app called Musical.ly, and I posted one video, and then within like a year later, I just deleted it because I hated it. But I remember posting Musical.ly, and I was like, well, it turned into TikTok not that long ago, so I think I might just, post a video, dress up and post a video. And that's when I just started posting, getting into cosplay nearly every single day of different characters. And I just started getting to the AFMAO fandom. Like, I've been in AFMAO fandom for several years, but I started cosplaying from the AFMAO fandom around this time. Remember, I lost all my friends, so I had a lot of free time. I I could do anything. So I just cosplayed from a lot of the AFMAO fandom because I thought it was just so cool. I thought it was so cool because everyone was fangirling over it. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So I posted a lot. Well, I posted once in a while, but I knew I cosplayed almost every single day. Whether or not I posted a video of it or I took pictures, I know I cosplayed every single day because I was obsessed. And I got to the point where I started cosplaying from the AFMAO fandom, maybe some other fandoms, but it was mainly the AFMAO fandom because my videos those were the only videos that were doing okay. They were surviving, man. And that's when, like, honestly, I love those videos with all my heart. And I know a lot of creators don't like their past videos because they're cringy. And let me tell you, even looking back at the videos I posted on YouTube a year ago, which you guys can totally film, even looking back at those videos a year ago, or looking back on my TikToks 3 years ago, or 2 years, I don't know how long ago that was, I'm still gonna cringe. If you cringe at your old self, that means that you're growing and you're becoming the best person you possibly can be. So with that being said, yeah, I do really much cringe at myself. I'm probably cringing right now while I'm editing this, but it means that you're becoming the best person you possibly can. Anyway, back on story. I posted a ton of AFMAO things, and that's why I ended up moving out on my own and living with a roommate. And I cosplayed almost every single day, again, because I'm addicted. And I cosplayed from My Inner Demons and Minecraft Diaries and every single My Street season. I cosplayed from everything just because I was obsessed with cosplaying, and my AFMAO videos were the only ones that were really getting attention. I kind of stopped cosplaying from anime just because those weren't getting attention. Occasionally I do like Yuri on Ice, you know, or when I went bald, I ended up cosplaying as 11 from Stranger Things. So I just started maybe sometimes get into a different fandom, but it was mainly AFMAO. I got to the point where I cosplayed almost every single AFMAO character 7 times. It got really bad because I was running out of content. I was running out of ideas and characters and audios, and just because people were demanding more. They're like, more AFMAO, more this, more that. And yeah, that's great half the time, but it just got so draining and so much. And I just felt like people just wanted my content rather than who I really am. So that's when the beginning of 2020, I ended up started watching My Hero Academia. And that's the biggest mistake. No, just kidding. It's not a mistake. I'm very, very grateful for starting that fandom because that's how I am here today. So I started watching My Hero Academia. And that's when I was like, you know what? I've cosplayed too much of AFMAO. Let's just cosplay every single character from My Hero Academia. Let's just cosplay everything. So I started with Deku, and that's when I started, like, you know, styling wigs. And it did not go. I will put some photos up on the screen. It did not go well. Let me tell you that. I was learning. I was very, very much learning on how to style wigs and, you know, just have fun with it. I ordered like 30 wigs and I just styled the heck out of them. And yeah, I'm still learning how to style wigs. I'm still having fun with it, you know? That's when one of my online friends ended up coming to my house for about 2 weeks, and we did a photo shoot of Azuka Midoriya and Shoto Todoroki. And after that, we ended up making a princess version of Bakugo. I remember I was scrolling through my For You page on TikTok. My videos still weren't doing that well. I think I had like around 20K followers, which is still a lot. I was scrolling through my TikTok For You page, and I come across this. I love this mutual so much. She wasn't my mutual at the time. I was legit scrolling through my TikTok For You page, and I come across this video of this video game, And it's My Hero One's Justice, which is basically My Hero Academia, but a video game. And I ended up seeing like Bakugo, but his skin was a princess skin. And I was like, that is so freaking cool. And that's when I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, I'm cosplaying that. No one's gonna stop me. I'm going to make this cosplay. So my friend and I, we ended up making like this complete Princess Bakugo cosplay completely from scratch for like 3 days. It was like 10 hours each day, so like 30 hours in total. We just made this Princess Bakugo. And when I was uploading like the progress of it, how we made it, I was just going off the skin as much as I possibly could. I asked this girl if she could give me like a whole 360 of the character so I could see exactly what details I'm missing, stuff like that. And I made it, and my TikTok started doing very, very well. And I was like, oh, what is this? I'm like, I've never had a TikTok blow up. And so I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like, I'm intrigued. I love this. And so once my friend left, I ended up stopping posting Princess Bakugo, and I made like a Princess Todoroki. And I did Princess Todoroki for a little while, and then I stopped. I completely stopped my princess cosplays. I went back to like my original content of like Haikyuu maybe now, and then I kind of a little bit of AF now, a little bit not. A lot of My Hero Academia, a lot of Tenya Ida, stuff like that. And that's when I had the Hype Hotel, which is the videos that you guys already know about on my YouTube channel. I went to Florida, spent a whole week or a week a little bit with my friends, and we totally just vibed out, cosplayed, yada yada. And then I came back, and a couple days later, a friend reached out to me and they said, hey, how about you come join a panel for us as Bakugo? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. Like, I'm totally down. So I cosplayed as Bakugo, and then after that, someone mentioned, like after the panel, they were like, hey, aren't you that Princess Bakugo cosplayer? I haven't seen your content in a while for Princess Bakugo. And I was like, well, maybe. I was like, you know what? Screw it. We're gonna get into that cosplay tonight. We're going to do it. So while I was on that live stream, I remember getting all the supplies from a Princess Bakugo, yeeting them out of my closet because they were like literally molding. I'm like, not molding, but like they had dust on them. They had some spider webs. But that's when I pulled out my entire cosplay, and I got into cosplay when I was on that phone call. And after that, I got into cosplay, I left the phone call, and I started making some TikToks. And it was a chaotic night because it was thunderstorming bad, like bad thunderstorming. And so I was making some chaotic content. I can only make like 4 videos. And one of the videos was one I'm about to share. I might just share it now. Well, anyway, that one blew up. And when I say blew up, it blew up. That's my most viral video so far on TikTok. It doesn't have 1 million views, but it has like 8,000 views, which is very, very well for my account. Remember, I posted it, and that's when, like, literally I posted it, the lightning struck near my house, the whole power went out, my phone was about to die, I only had 1 candle to get me by for light, my dog and cat were both freaking out, I'm halfway in my princess cosplay, and next thing you know, I look on TikTok, my phone is dying, and my phone will not stop blowing up. It got to the point where my phone was like at 20%, and next thing you know, it was at like 1%, and right before it died, I saw that my video had, and it was like, my video was posted for like an hour already, and I already had like 100K views, and I was like, this is my most viral video so far. So I started freaking out. I was like, oh, this is so cool. So I started posting more chaotic things and more weird Princess Bakugo videos, just things that were just fun, things that I enjoyed, because before, all my TikToks were just lip syncing. They weren't, you know, chaoticness, like who I really am. I love being chaotic, I love being fun, but sometimes, well, back then I just thought lip syncing was the way to go, but now sometimes it is, sometimes it's just doing a Tina twerk on camera, you know, like it's so much fun. So I ended up posting a lot more, and that's when all of a sudden I reached 100,000 followers. And I was bamboozled. So I ended up making a baking video, and I'll probably put it in. It was me baking as Princess Bakugo, and that was so much fun. I got confetti everywhere in my house, and it took like weeks to get rid of it. But I loved that video. I still have bloopers from it. It's just so much fun. And that's when I started getting more followers, and I started cosplaying different characters such as Princess Aizawa, more Princess Todoroki. I made a Princess Kageyama from Haikyuu. And the princess characters were more of like, you know, my thing. And no one else really did princess versions of the characters. It was more of just, not my trademark, but my way to go. I started cosplaying from Among Us. And then I got Fat Gum, which is one of my most requested cosplays ever. And I love it so much. And I started cosplaying a lot more from My Hero Academia. That's when I realized I'm gonna leave the AFMAL community. And it was kind of hard to say, like I was gonna leave the cosplay community for the AFMAL community. Does that make sense? Like, not the cosplay community, but I was gonna leave the AFMAL portion of it. It got so toxic because I was cosplaying so many My Hero Academia characters that people would demand, and I mean demand, AFMAL cosplays just because I wasn't doing them that often anymore. Just because my Hero Academia cosplays were doing so much more better, and they were just so great. And yet people just got so upset, and people started threatening and just harassing, and it was just not fun. Not a fun thing to do. That's when I ended up leaving entirely. And I cosplayed 20 characters. It took 8 hours, but like I cosplayed 20 characters, and I basically said goodbye to the AFMAL fandom. And yeah, for this for this Metrocon, I will be cosplaying as Eren Lycan, but that's because I'm with a group. I'm not by myself. I feel like I'm only leaving the AFMAL, the fandom, cosplay AFMAL fandom, when I am by myself. Just because it gets so toxic so fast. But if I'm with my friends, there's no death threats. There's no hate comments. It's because we're as a group rather than by myself. It's, you should cosplay this character. You should do that. You should. And I'm like, It gets very, very, very overwhelming. So, ta-da. I left the AFMAL fandom, and I remember that night, the last cosplay I did was Eren Lycan. Remember, I threw off my wig and I just started bawling because I was so proud and so happy that I finally got enough courage to say, hey, you need to stop harassing creators, or they will most likely stop what you want them to do, if that makes sense. I got so harassed with it that I just didn't want to do it anymore. And when I threw down that wig and I started crying, I was like, I'm free. I'm free from this fandom. I was like, I feel so relieved. And so I was like, it's been 2 years since I started from that fandom, and now I'm so relieved, you know? Like, I feel like a fresh breath of air. I just felt so happy. Anyway, I started cosplaying more from My Hero Academia, such as La Brava, Froppy, and Twice. And that's where I am right now. Is just a couple days ago, I just finished my Froppy cosplay. Yes, I still do cosplay with friends occasionally. Well, I've been recognized in public a lot more, so I meet a lot more new friends. I'll meet a lot more new friends. I just meet a lot of friends, and I cosplay with a lot of them now, and it's a lot of fun. Recently we've done Todoroki and Deku, and oh my gosh, I'm not finishing my makeup. I'm just talking to the camera. But recently we've done Todoroki and Deku and Bakugo, and I've also done a female Hawks and Dobby with my friend Nyx. She's a sweetheart. I knew her in high school. But I'm super excited for the future. If anything, I'm reworking on my Princess Bakugo, and that's the fun part about cosplaying, you guys, is with cosplaying, you get to see yourself progress, or with anything art-wise, or just yourself. You get to see yourself progress and learn and grow as a creator. And with my Princess Bakugo, when I made it, I thought it was great. A couple months later, I was like, oh, I need to fix everything. Just because I didn't like how the little grenades were made. I didn't like how pastel everything was. And yeah, that was what kind of like the video game was all about, was it was like pastel version, like a princess version. But that's when I was like, you know what, let's repaint everything. I repainted everything, and then I ended up doing a photo shoot, which I'll probably show photos up here on the screen. But I did a photo shoot. It was a ton of fun. I hiked a mountain in this cosplay. And afterwards, I went to go get McDonald's, and I got recognized at McDonald's. It was freaking amazing. I love getting recognized. I love meeting people. I'm like a golden retriever. Just kidding. No, I'm more of like a chihuahua. But it was so much fun. And after that, now it's been an entire year since I made that Princess Bakugo cosplay from scratch. And now I'm fixing it up again. And the reason why I'm fixing it up is because every single time I go to put it on, I have to change something, because I'm learning, I'm growing, and I want to become better. And I want to become the best person I possibly can be as myself. So I am, right now I'm remaking the gauntlets, which a lot of people are like, why? I love your Princess Bakugo gauntlets. A, because they're not the shape of the actual gauntlet, they're like a square, but no one really knows that. They're literally a square. So I'm remaking them to be more circular as well as deconstructible. And I want to make them like that just because I want to take them to conventions such as Metrocon. God knows I live in Arizona and not Florida. So I didn't want to take them on a plane, so instead I'm making them so you can Velcro them and unvelcro them and Velcro them back together, so you can literally just build them apart and just, you know, reconstruct them just as a gauntlet. They're over there, they're not finished yet, but I'll probably show you guys in another video. You could basically deconstruct them and put them right back together. Like, it's amazing. I love them so much. And I'm doing that so that I can put them in a box and I can ship them out to my friend Emily, which I love her so much. I'm gonna ship her. I'm gonna ship Emily out. Now I'm gonna ship my gauntlets out to Emily. She's gonna receive them, and then when she picks me up from the airport for Metrocon, she's gonna give me my packages of all my package of all my cosplays in there. Just because I am bringing a lot of big props. This is my first anime convention. My first ever convention, you guys. And I want to make it memorable. I want to meet people. I want to do cosplays that people already know me for, you know? A lot of people know me as Princess Bakugo. Heck, I get recognized all the time in public in this small little town in Arizona of that Princess Bakugo cosplayer or that Fat Gum cosplayer. And now that I'm going to an anime convention, I'm so excited to meet people. You don't even know, like, I'm very outgoing. I love meeting new people. I love chatting. I love talking about cosplay. And I've never been to an anime convention, and I'm 20. I'm almost 21. And in July, right after the Metrocon, I'm gonna be turning 21, you guys. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to meet new people and make new friends. I'm just so excited. So yeah, that's my cosplay journey. I know I went on a long rant about everything and a little bit more details, but I want to have you guys see more of my personality rather than my cosplays. Like, I'm glad that you guys get to see my cosplays, but I want to have you guys see who I really am, what my name is, how my personality is, how I react to things. Just because, you know, I love all of you guys. You guys are great. For Metrocon, I want to do vlogs, but I don't want to do the type of vlogs I did for the Hype Hotel. I want to do something a little bit different. I want to do more chaotic things rather than, oh, we're going to Chick-fil-A. Oh my gosh, they put bacon on my sandwich. You know, like, I want to do more chaotic things like, hey, we're gonna go to the con floor, and then just skips to someone Tina twerking, you know, like something really awkward. Maybe it might be cringy, but that's the type of stuff I love. I love cringy content. I love being just chaotic. Well, I'm gonna just end this video right now, but I love you guys, and I hope you have a snazzy day, you snazzy snacks, and I'll talk to you later, okay? Bye-bye!